Hello, welcome to another Santa Barbara Wargaming Battle Report. This is a 35-point Outfight, Outflank, Outlast scenario. I am bringing a Leylee's Highborn Covenant army once again under a Journeyman caster, which is a new little game we're experimenting with here in Santa Barbara. This fellow is named Kinter Jorelian. He is a range-focused mercenary caster under the Highborn Covenant. At this point, he's still pretty low level, so I've got three spells on him: Snipe, Blur, and Broadside to affect his battle group. He brings a rate of fire 2, 12-inch power 10 weapon, and that's pretty much all. Oh, excuse me, he's also got the Elite Codger ability affecting the Steelhead Riflemen, which gives them access to parry to get them out of tight spots and keep shooting things. The remainder of my army, I'm starting off on the flank with the Amethyst Rose Gun Mages, no unit detachment, as I chose to run the Mule as part of Kinter's battle group to maximize Broadside. They are marshalling a Talon Warjack. Within Kinter's battle group, I have 2 Vanguards, including his custom character Jack, another side effect of the Journeyman League rules we're running with. The only special thing about it is that it has terrible stats at the moment, low health boxes, low speed, but it does have the Guard Dog ability, in addition to the standard Vanguard kit with the little fleur-de-lis on the shield. Also included is the Mule. Not in the battle group, but behind it is Reinhold. I'm using the Gun Mage Officer to proxy for him, and a max unit of Leylee's Musketeers, Red Steelhead Riflemen, and Anastasia Debray running behind them.
Hello, I'm Paul, and I'm going to be playing Menoth today against the Leylee's Resistance. I'm playing the Harbinger today. I've got the Harbinger, Vanquisher, and a Reckoner in our battle group. The support, I've got a Vassal of Menoth, a Vassal Mechanic, and a Hierophant. I'm running the Battle Engine, currently it's just a base, the Bastions, and the Choir.
Do you want to introduce the scenario?
Oh, we're playing Outfight, Outflank, Outlast. So you've got these 2 objectives. We're just doing the middle point here and these red markers. It's a 8-inch diameter control area. You get when you control the area after the second player's second turn, you get a point. You can control both areas at the same time and get those points. 3 points wins the game. So that is Outfight, Outflank, Outlast.
Leo, top of turn 1, pretty straightforward. I ran my Talon up, followed by the Gun Mages on the flank. My caster put Snipe on the Musketeers, the Steelhead Riflemen with the cool hats. Then advanced, declared a charge against somebody way out of range to get the extra 3 inches of movement. Put 1 focus each on the 3 Jacks in his war group, which accounts for his full 5 focus. The 3 Jacks ran forward. Reinhold moved up, staying base to base. Anastasia Debray did her full run over here to get closer onto the side with the Harbinger. And that is my first turn.
Okay. Bottom of turn 1 for Menoth. I advance forward. I first started off with the Vessel of Judgment. It's a big piece in the middle, but I was too far away. I tried to measure 17 inches from the Harbinger. I was too far away. I wanted to target this model here, maybe hit Anastasia with the Admonisher cannon. But I advanced forward. Next, I had the Reckoner. I wanted to assault this model here. I was out of range in reflection. I could have tried to get Crusader's Call out from the Harbinger, giving him an extra 2 inches of movement, but I did not do that. I had the Choir activate. They're a little spread out at the moment, but I was able to get within range to put cannot be targeted by non-magical ranged attacks, preventing the Riflemen from targeting the Reckoner. The Vanquisher activated. I wanted to see if I could scatter onto those Gun Mages. Unfortunately, I didn't roll the Blessed 1 for direction. I had the Vassal of Menoth do the ancillary attack. Again, I didn't get the Blessed 1 for direction. The support solos advanced, the Mechanic and the Hierophant. Harbinger advanced, and she camped her focus. That is the end of Menoth turn 1.
Leo, top of turn 2. I began by running my Gun Mages up. I hit this... What are these guys called again?
Bastions?
A Bastion with a Thunderbolt, which did no damage, but pushed it back 3 inches, hopefully killing the giant melee machine of death away. The remainder of the gun mages that could fired at the Vanquisher.
Yes.
Vanquisher. Actually did a point or two of damage to it. Which
1
is more than
point.
1 point, yes. More than I expected, so that's a nice little surprise. I let the snipe lapse on my musketeers in order to put snipe on Kinter Jurelian. I moved him up his full 5 inches and attempted to sneak a shot through at the choir member back here, but ended up about a quarter-inch short.
I think it was,
half inch.
yeah, it was a quarter inch.
It was close, but just didn't quite get there. Took his second shot thanks to Reinhold at one of the Devastators?
Bastions,
whatever. Yeah,
I like Devastator.
Devastator, yeah, whatever, you know, I'm used to big scary names, so I just picked one at random and it didn't pay off. Did some damage to him with the second shot. Advanced the Vanguard and my Valiant up to keep him covered. The Mule walked forward, took a shot again at the line of Bastions. I got a little bit lucky with the
deviation.
Deviation is the word, thank you. It's not dispersal. Did some damage, boosted to one of the Bastions, which was allocated so that they're all still there. Moved Anastasia up, not doing anything immediately, but trying to keep her in range to hopefully make a run at the caster at some point. The Musketeers, 3 of them moved in to contest the zone. I can't damage the big sucker there, but I at least want to avoid giving him a point if I can help it. The remainder are keeping some cover behind the fence, and that was the extent of my turn 2.
Okay, so here we are at bottom of turn 2, and the Leolese resistance has scored point. I contested this side over here for a point, or for no points over here. So I'll begin what I did. I began with the Vanquisher over here. I wanted the gun mages were exposed, so I had the Vanquisher move up. I boosted the attack roll, and I took out 3 of them without the choir. I forgot to activate the choir. Vassal of Menoth activated, advanced, gave him Enliven. I had the Vessel of Judgment move up, take a shot at the Vanguard. It was fine because this model was deemed closer than this model, so I rolled a 1. The Vanguard took a few points of damage, and Kintar took 5 points of damage. I advanced the Bastions up. They were doing no good because there was this wall in the way to prevent them from charging. I activated the choir. The only thing that really helped out was that the Reckoner cannot be targeted by ranged attacks, keeping him from the barrage of the riflemen, which is really helpful, but the choir really scattered this game. I felt a little stretched out between the Vanquisher on this flank and the Reckoner on this flank. It's really hard with their command of 8 to get them in the game. The Mechanic activated, failed his skill check to heal the Vessel of Judgment. The Harbinger activated, she moved forward. Cast Purification, taking off his snipe, and popped her feet. The Hierophant gave her Harmonious Exaltation. And overall, this turn was pretty good. I'm sad that I gave up a point there. I wasn't really paying attention so much to the scenario, but I more so on this side, preventing him from getting 2 points and almost taking the game there. So we'll see what happens on turn 3.
Leo, top of turn 3. We had a pretty eventful round here. I began on my left with the gun mages who pushed around the bastions in the center, these 2. This one winged a thunderbolt shot at the big thing.
Vanquisher?
Vanquisher, thank you. Pushed it back 1, did no damage. These guys did no damage to the bastions, but pushed 2 of them around, getting it out of melee range with this guy and clustering them together. The Talon charged the Vessel, did a little bit of damage. I'm honestly just trying to make him choose between bringing the Revenger onto the Talon or contesting the point. I scored a point with this one, so I'm pretty sure he's going to contest the point, which might let me sneak the Talon around and make a run at his caster next turn. We'll see. Shifting to my battle group, the Mule stayed stationary. Everything stayed stationary with the exception of the Talon, and because I forgot about it, Reinhold, who is no longer with us. The Mule took a shot into the center of this, got 4 of them in the blast radius, rolled a lot of damage on the first one, which Paul elected to just let die. Did no damage to the other 3 in the blast zone. That heavy armor was serving him pretty well at that point. The Vanguard took a shield cannon shot, did some damage. My Valiant took a shield cannon shot, boosted damage, and killed one of them, I believe. At which point I activated the Musketeers, who combined fire in, I believe, 3 separate shots to take out 2 more of the... no, 1 more of the
I killed 1, and then the second one you only had 2 in range?
That's right. There were 2 in range, so he took some damage.
Yeah.
No,
you killed the first one.
Yeah.
And then the second guy only had 2 in range.
Yeah.
And you
but still died, because then you activated the charge.
Oh, yes. Yes, I activated the Doors of Judgment.
Doors of Judgment. I gotta
From the vessel.
Menoth has some really cool names.
And he took a swipe
He took a charge. He was deciding between taking charge at my Warcaster or the Valiant. My Warcaster, thanks to the guard dog and his own high def, was def 18, so he elected to hit my...
yeah, it's a normal advance and an attack.
A normal advance and an attack, thank you.
Yeah.
So Paul elected to take the charge at my Valiant.
I did like 4 points of damage.
He did 4 points of damage, which did not knock anything out, but did not feel good. At which point I activated my Warcaster, who took his 2 rate of fire shots at the remaining bastion.
No, there was one here, remember, who survived the rifleman.
My Kinter killed that one, and with his second shot did a very good damage roll on the remaining bastion, enough to kill it. But Paul activated Martyrdom, which kept him alive. He has 1 point left, and he's got 1 more good charge in him, so we'll see if my caster can survive the inevitable Menite Martyrdom.
Okay, so the bottom of Menoth turn 3, we'll start here on the table here. Activated the Vessel of Judgment. He was right here, actually up a little farther. And I did the Eruption of Faith, and it pushed back the Talon 4 inches, but he actually only went back 3 because of the rough terrain. And then pivoted the Vessel of Judgment because he hadn't done its movement yet. So got it out of the charge range. Activated the Bastion. I moved the Bastion up within 9 inches of Harbinger for a charge target. The Harbinger charged the Bastion, killing it outright. Then she did a Cataclysm shot on the caster. It was POW 15. It auto hit, and I rolled a 10, thus killing the caster. I also had enough focus for another shot in case the damage roll didn't do me well. It was a pretty nasty assassination vector. It's pretty. It's a 9 plus 8. So it's a 17-inch vector. You can do it twice. He got really close. I needed to do it, or I'd had to start contesting the zones. I felt like I had the opportunity, and I took it, and the dice did me well. So overall, it was a very quick end to a rough game. So I was getting outs by control points. The Vessel of Judgment, though, did contest, but the Harbinger's out there, a mule shot to the face, as well as some other ranged attacks would have just annihilated her if the dice didn't go my way. So overall, it was a tough match. Lance is learning to play against the Harbinger. Martyrdom was something that surprised him a little bit, as well as the Vessel of Judgment. So all those very special rules of Menoth, as well as the Harbinger. I was really hopeful that he had 2 shield guards available to him, but the rule states that it's only for ranged attacks. So I got really lucky there, or he would have transferred it to one of his shield guards, and that would have definitely put a wrench into my plan, because he would have done it twice, and then the Harbinger would have been done. So overall, a very good game, and I will turn over to Lance.
Let's do that again. Okay, well, with the awe sound.
It's just heard 2 people fall.
There we go. Now I have a NIS Easter egg for it. Okay.
Okay, so post-game thoughts. I was actually pretty happy with the way the game played right up until that last round. Paul did a great job of using his feet to shut down my mobility. Up until that point, I very much feel my army had been able to outmaneuver him, which is the advantage of having a bunch of living troops, as I do. Was playing the scenario rules. It felt pretty effectively. I was relatively confident in my ability to win the game by points after this turn. Thanks to the great ability of the gun mages to move things around with Thunderbolt, regardless of base size. I don't know if we would have been able to move the vessel out of the way. That's a rule I would have to double check, but in either case, they did their job very well. His heavy warjacks were pretty much a non-factor, which is always the concern running armies like I do with a few light jacks and mostly troops. but was able to deal with the bastions very effectively. I feel my caster's performing pretty well, given that he's still very underpowered. That feat was, again, slowed down my maneuverability. He put the initiative into Paul's court, and he took advantage of it very well. I'm not sure what my answer to that Harbinger rush is going to end up being, given that it auto-hits.
Screen the caster.
Screen the caster, yes. That would still put him in the blast zone. But
You may even think about putting bushwhack on him, because then you
I've
could...
thought about that and decided against it for a few rules I'll talk about under a different circumstance if people are interested in hearing about our specific journeyman rules. But for the purposes of this game, with what I had, again, I felt like it was a very competitive game. The Harbinger's really tough to deal with. If it were easy to deal with, it wouldn't be a valid caster, but it very much is. And again, it was a fun game. I'm looking forward to the next one and trying to figure out how to deal with that particular bull rush.